could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. The C's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
It's day 2, so I want to walk you through kind of what you'd expect, what you can expect. Day 2 is a little more whimsical. If you've been to these before, it's a little different, a little energy. Well, I think we kind of know each other. I hopefully I don't feel like you're trying to upsell me things now. Hopefully you feel the same. I think day 1 you kind of feel like, is this a multi-level? Is he gonna try to pitch a thing? But we're gonna do on day 2 is we're gonna really just go fast, 90 miles an hour today, a little bit faster cadence, going through a lot of things. I'm going to bring up JD here. Where's JD? JD is a guy who helps his clients earn scholarships. That's what he does. And I'm going to bring up Dr. Steve quite a bit. Dr. Steve, you here? Dr. Steve, I'm going to bring up Dr. Steve quite a bit here. I'm going to keep you up here a lot today. And we're going to just go through the implementation of all this. So let's open up our book again to page 4 if we can. I know page 4 is a little bit hard to find because it's got a lot of preface in front of it. But page 4, and maybe dog-ear that thing. And again, how many people here read books? Okay, book reading, I wasn't taught really how to read books until, I don't know, probably early 20s. And I was talking to a very successful multimillionaire, and I said, actually, he's a billionaire today. He sells, he ships hazardous chemicals from point A to point B. And what he does is he brokers it. So if you have hazardous chemicals and you want to ship them from A to B, he calls the company and says, hey, do you need to ship your hazardous chemicals? They say yes. He calls the railroad car company and says, do you have any empty railroad cars? They say yes. And he brokers the deal. And then eventually he buys them. And the last time I saw Terry, he now has 4,000 debt-free railroad cars that are 270 grand a piece. So if you do the math, it's like 2 point whatever billion dollars. And Terry said when you read books, you want to circle the things that you're going to implement because everything else is meaningless. And so as you're going through this week, and I would just encourage you to circle the things you're going to implement and maybe do it with the subtlety of a missile. You know, maybe get like a red marker and you know. So when you get home, you open it up and you got this tattered book, you know, or maybe another way to look at it is a well-worn Bible is you know, a Bible that looks like it's going to fall apart is probably a soul that won't fall apart for eternity. You know what I'm saying? So you want to really get in there and just really, so today let's just really dive in, let's get into it. But again, page 4, you've got your F6 goals. Hopefully we're all on the same page, F7 goals. JD, you want to talk about this? Why is it important for you as you grow your company? By the way, what's your website there, sir?
azcollegeplanning.com.
azcollegeplanning.com. What do you do? Like, how do you help your clients?
We help students get into college and get scholarships and show students how to showcase themselves to the colleges so they can really maximize those scholarships.
And can I bring up Dr. Steve, too? Dr. Steve, can I bring up there, sir? And Dr. Steve is an optometrist. I'm just trying to show some different variety but consistency of thought. Okay, so I'll bring up Dr. Steve, and I'll have you guys back and forth on that mic, okay? And so, Aaron, this F7 goals, your clients that really wake up every day and they know their goals for their faith, their family, their finance, their fitness, their friendship, their fun, how are they different, the ones, because you help clients grow their home building businesses.
Yeah.
How are they different?
They see the target. They're headed in the direction of the target. It's not like a shotgun blast throughout the day that's just spread wide. It's like a laser beam focused in on the things that are important to them, and they move the ball ahead a little bit every day in those areas and make sure that they complete the tasks that they have in front of them. It's like, if I have no purpose behind what I'm doing, I bring no passion along with me to what I'm doing. The people who have purpose and goals, they pull themselves through the day to get the things done that actually matter in their life.
And who was the gentleman you introduced me to yesterday, the tallest man in the world, the LSU fan? What's this guy's name?
That's Sawyer.
Sawyer. So as an example is yesterday you came up to me, Aaron came up, and he said, I got a client here, Sawyer, home builder. What's his website? Does he have a website?
Innovative Custom Homes.
Innovative Custom Homes, we'll pull it up. And his business is growing. Is it growing, Sawyer? Are you growing? Are you growing a little bit, like by 2% or 1%? Or how are we doing?
That's a good question. He's growing a lot. Put it this way, he was kind of a startup. The first time I talked to him, he was like, I'm soon going to start my business, and then I'm going to call you.
Okay.
And then he called me, and he got rolling. Next thing we knew, he is pretty much booked out through this year with clients to build for.
Jennifer, if you want to sit here, you can. We got a seat for you if you want to. If you don't, it's okay. Okay, so back to you. So you're growing. Is that right? You're growing? Yeah. And so Aaron says to me, he says he's a big Tebow guy, and I'm going, boop, 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 boop. So I grabbed Tim, and I'm like, I got to get you to sign this for our main man. This guy, he's the tallest man in the world, LSU guy. But it's not mean. It's just like in this world of things, I got to focus. You know what I'm saying? So what I want everyone to do is just write down somewhere on page number 4, focus equals focus on core tasks until success. You feel me? Focus on core tasks until success. Hopefully you're feeling me like a petting zoo. Like a petting zoo. Petting zoo. Feeling like a petting zoo, like a yak. Anybody pet an animal yesterday? Feeling it like a petting zoo, okay? Feeling it. Hopefully you're feeling the flow, working it. Focus. Focus on core tasks until success. That's what it is. Dr. Steve, you know your why, your F7 goals, but why is it important that you and your wife, you're on the same team, you're both optometrists, why is it important that you guys know your why?
So Tim Tebow was talking yesterday about passion, and I never heard it put that way. That's what you're willing to suffer for. And if I know my why, like why am I even doing what I'm doing, I'm willing to go through what it takes to make it happen.
Now, somebody asked me, and by the way, I think the guys upstairs are saying we need to stand a little bit closer here because of the lighting or something. So we're kind of stepping into the light. So somebody asked me yesterday, said, hey, why does it say Tulsa, Jerusalem? This is an example. You see the word Tulsa, Jerusalem behind me? Okay, so Tulsa, that's where you're at, okay? And then in the middle of Tulsa and Jerusalem, there's USA. And so for anybody here read the Bible? Okay, so the prophetic time clock on how the Lord and Savior Jesus said it would all end, or how we end the ending of the age, right? God's the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end, is that we're supposed to look to Jerusalem / Israel as sort of that timepiece, right? So the Bible tells us, if you read the Bible, Mark chapter 13, Matthew 24, Luke 21, you're going to see these things happen, and it has to revolve around that time and place. And I'm not going to go super deep into that, but they're going to build a third temple. Who knows about the third temple? Okay, the third temple is the home office of the Antichrist, okay? And once they build the third temple, the home of the Antichrist, a certain group of people think they have their Messiah, or a certain group of people we know, that's the Antichrist. And then all of a sudden, Jesus shows up, and you say, well, how do I know? What are the signs? Well, Mark 13, Matthew 24, Luke 21 says, when you see wars, rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, neighbor rising against neighbor, right? That's Mark 13, Matthew 24, Luke 21. Revelation chapter 16, verse 12 through 14, the Bible says that when the Euphrates River dries up, and it is, China and Russia will team up, and they are. The nations will gather against Israel. Stuff's going to blow up, right? The beast technology will show up. Interesting. And then all the nations, it's real, right? So, and then the false prophet would show up. If you don't like that, Ezekiel chapter 38, who's read that? All the nations will gather against Israel, biblical Persia, a.k.a. Iran. Check. Anyway, I won't go there too much, but I think if you're in Tulsa and you're focused on the USA, and there you should probably see Jerusalem. So Tulsa, Jerusalem is my way to passively, aggressively make you focus on the beginning and the end. So that's what Tulsa, Jerusalem is. So that was a longer answer. But anyway, focus. Focus on core tasks until success. We on the same page? Okay? So, and then there's the next thing I want you to write down. This is on page 5. I call it the crap. Crap. Core, repeatable, actionable processes. The crap. The crap. I always tell people, they say, tell me about the haircut business. How do you do it? And I said, well, we do some profound crap. And they go, what do you mean? I'm like, we do the same crap. We cut hair, but it's core, repeatable, actionable processes. It's core, it's repeatable, it's actionable, it's processes. So, Dr. Steve, I want to talk to you, then we'll go to JD again. And on our coaching meeting, when we hop on a coaching call with you every week, Natalie works with you. We're not getting into the prophetic, although I kind of want to. We don't get into talking about hip hop and R&B, which I kind of want to. We don't talk about Babyface and his catalog of R&B songs, although I want to. What we do talk about is the core, repeatable, actionable processes. Can you talk about what those weekly coaching meetings are like? Just so people get a little bit of a texture. And then, is it okay, Sean, can we pull up the tracking sheet for Lowell? Lowell, can I pull up your tracking sheet? Okay, let's pull up the tracking sheet for Lowell. So talk about those meetings, sir.
Okay, yeah, so I'm not a 3 a.m. person, and so those are set at 7 a.m., and, initially, I was like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe I have to meet with Natalie every week at 7 a.m., and then the first thing she's going to ask me is, what is your win of the week? And I'm like, okay, let's think. So, but now I look forward to those calls. It just keeps us on point, keeps us on task. It keeps us focused on what's important. So we'll go through our wins of the week. We'll go through our numbers, run through that. We'll hit any highlights as far as like any burning fires, any problems, any main issues that we're trying to tackle, any projects or anything like that. And then, again, it just kind of refocuses our week. Every single week, we're focused like a laser beam.
So I'm going to go to JD, but I'm going to pull up. Sean, can we pull up my, do we have access to my email and we can pull up my to-do list? Can we do that? Is that the thing? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So someone asked me what is my actual routine. And I learned this from Dr. Zellner, and I've learned this from other people who, I just try to study multimillionaires and follow their routine. I believe if you ask a successful person, what's your routine, and you follow it, you'll have great success. And then almost in every area, if you find a routine that works and you follow it. So what I do, and I'll pull up my to-do list here. Every single morning I get my inbox down to 0, so I don't have anything in my email from yesterday. Every morning it's down to 0. I don't have 1,000 emails. The average American has over thousands. Do you know about this? Not you, other people. The average person has thousands of emails. I have 0. Different relationship I have with email than most people, okay? So most people have thousands, okay? So when you mass email people, how many of you know when you mass email, the open rate, the average person, the average consumer now the open rate for a business, when you send out mass email marketing, it's about a 2%. How many of you know this? Who's sent out mass emails? Come on, you know this. It's like 2%. It's because most people are so behind on their emails, they don't even know. They just sort whatever's on top, okay? Text messages, it's about a 96% open rate when you look at the stats. So it's just something to think about. But if you scroll down here, my to-do list, keep going down, Sean. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Yes. Go to the yellow. Go to the yellow. These are almost there. You might say, what is all this stuff? These are all things I organize so I can find things quickly, but that doesn't matter until we get to the yellow stuff. Get to the yellow stuff. You're doing great, Sean. Feeling the flow. Working. There we go. Yellow. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is the footage from yesterday on my to-do list. So you say, what am I doing at 3? I got up this morning at 3 and I discovered, man, I think the septic tank for the office may be full. So I sent Andrew a text like, hey, let's get a hold of the septic people. I smell something that shouldn't be smelling. So that was a real thing. So we're working through that. But then I'm going through the footage from yesterday so we can sort it. So click on that folder there, Sean. This is the footage from yesterday. And just like I teach, VISM, right? Everybody, right? We got that? Videos, images, search engine, more Google reviews. We do the same thing. So I have to go through the footage from yesterday and basically sort all that. And it's going to be about 15 hours of editing I'm going to do between now and Monday. Okay? How do I do that? Well, you block out time. And then what am I doing during that time? I'm editing. So that's in the schedule. So let's go back to the to-do list. Next item here on the to-do list. Yes. Okay. Rihanna. I said, Rihanna, move boxes. She did it. Rihanna, thank you for moving the boxes. We can delete that. Rihanna, move the boxes. Delete it. Yes. How many of you have like a psychological, emotional reaction to deleting something off your to-do list? It's almost unethical when you do it. You're like, whoa. Dad, what happened there? You're like, can't tell you about that, kid, so you're married. That's okay. How many of you, when you delete something off your to-do list, I mean, it's just something, how many are like that? How many of you, it bothers you when something's on that list and won't move? Ooh, Aaron, when you were building houses at Shaw Homes, and now you're coaching with clients, and when house gets built and it's in the we talk about building houses, but once it gets where it's framed, when the frame, because the consumer gets excited what happens when they see the house framed?
Oh, it's like, well, framing happens faster than they ever anticipate. So it's like we start framing the house. Next thing they know, they can actually see the whole structure of the home. They get very excited at that moment. And then they're like, it looks like you guys are going to be done with the house next week. And I'm like, no. Now the slow part comes.
Who's ever built a house? When that goes up, it's like, joy to the world. That's how, when you have your to-do list, you ask me the question, how do I do my morning? Every morning, I get my inbox down to 0. Every morning. I never skip a day. Never skip it ever. Haven't skipped a day in 20-something years, won't skip a day. It's a psychological connection I have. I've got to get it down to 0. Same relationship with my fridge. That's why I worry about that fridge. Office fridge, what's in that fridge? What's going on? Okay, so anybody like this? My wife and I don't share a bathroom because I have to have labels out. Got to have 5 or 6 containers of toothpaste. Got to have backups just in case. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, it's kind of odd. Idiosyncrasies. Here we go.
It's true.
Then James, light fires. Delete that. He did it. Great job, James. Lit the fires. Great. Charlie, he's going to be here to perform in about 20 minutes. I owe Charlie $1,200. So someone says, this event was priceless. Well, it did cost some money. So $1,200. And Charlie is a guy I've personally emceed or DJ'd. He's the best bassist and best R&B performer in Oklahoma. He's performed with some of the biggest artists. And I met him through, I used to go to Higher Dimensions Church where I was like the lone white guy at the church. I met a lot of great musicians there. And I met Charlie. And then we were at one show and he said, dude, your DJ company's killing it. How many weddings do you do a year? And I go I don't know. We were doing at that point maybe 90 a weekend or 100 a weekend. We're over 80. There's some slow seasons. But he goes, how? And I go, dude, there's this book, Think and Grow Rich. And I pay everybody $100 who reads this book. He goes, you'll pay me to read Think and Grow Rich? And I go, yeah. And I'll read it. So I gave it to him. I guess I could keep him in my van. So I gave him a copy. He comes back. He says, I read that book this week, and that thing is hot. I named my son after the author. So Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's the book I named my son after. My son's name is Aubrey Napoleon Hill. Have you read that book, JD?
I have. Do I get $100?
We'll talk.
There's a lot of $100 bills maybe out here in the crowd.
By show of hands, who's read that book? Yeah. So, but again, Dr. Steve, I want to get your take on this.
Thousand.
Why do I have to put at least as line item 3? I got to pay this guy. I mean, you got a lot of vendors you have to pay. Why do you have to put it on? Because again, I don't want to slow pay or no pay somebody. Why do you have to put paying vendors on a list?
Because I will forget.
Yeah. So I want to go to Steve. Aaron, I'm going to switch you and Steve real quick. We're doing a hot mic, hot switch. We're bringing in Jose Canseco, switching it out here. Here he comes. So, Steve, how many times do you pull someone's credit and they go, I didn't recognize my credit score was a 502. How often does that happen?
Twice a day.
And what's the biggest issue for someone having a lower credit score than what they thought they should have?
They don't qualify.
Why?
Well, because they just think that little thing they did 17 times when they were late didn't affect their score as bad as it did. I have a lady right now that has like a $700,000 house in Arizona. She's moving to Mississippi. Has no job in Mississippi, but is going to move there. And she's late on her mortgage. She was 90 days late on 4 different credit cards. She was rolling, they call it, 120 days late on a student loan that's $155,000 that she just refinanced, but it has 13 90-day lates. That's an installment loan. And, they just...
So what
you
happens?
got to break the bad news, send them and then they're like, well, how long will it take? I'm like, well, I don't know. How long did it take for you to screw it up? Like, probably longer than that, I mean,
Steve is a motivational speaker when he's not doing mortgages.
No, but you don't mess your credit up you can mess your credit up overnight, but I think it's a whole lot of habits.
Okay. Yeah. So again, for anybody watching online, if you see who are these people, I'm just bringing up real people. I'm going to bring up a lot of people today, but SteveCurrington.com, that's the website for Steve, SteveCurrington.com. And Dr. Steve, what's your website again?
EyesFirstMS.com.
EyesFirstMS.com. Let's go back to the to-do list, because you asked me this question, so you're driving this first half hour of Power. Hopefully this is entertaining.
Did you pay Charlie?
I'm going to when he gets here. So when he gets here, he'll get here about 8. If you're asking a band to perform before 8, that's like asking the average adult to run a marathon. That's just mean. Band people, they're not going to bed until like an hour ago, okay? He just went to bed, so he'll be here. So anyway, so then we got Train Barrett on video. Carter, where's Carter at? Carter, where's Carter? Is he here? Carter? Your print piece for A to Z, it's done. It's on the agenda. I'm telling you, done. Delete it.
It's a collage.
Done. Okay. So Robert Kiyosaki wants to come join us in December, it looks like, potentially. So working on that. That's what that has reference to. Charlie Red, we can delete that because we talked to him. We delete that. Indeed, how many of you hire people? I always have to gather Indeed reviews from actual employees that actually work here. It's a process. Okay, and then Clausen, we got the website enhanced, and you get this idea. Okay, now if you scroll down, I have 102, I think, items on my to-do list today. And I try not to get more than 100. I really want to get down to like 50 or so. But because we have a conference this week, it go up, 88. That's where we're at, 88. So I never want to get, my world, I don't want to have more than, if I can, 50 line items. But it's a conference week, so there's a lot of one-time occurrences that are, you got to rent an animal. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever rented animals before, but that turns out to be an action item. You got to get enough firewood for things. You got to book the caterer.
What time are you building the pergola in the backyard?
That's something that we'll be doing. That's a great question. That's going to be done probably in the winter. Those of you at my house, we have the waterfall there, and I'm wanting to add a pergola extension like this that connects my house to the waterfall. Because one of the things I do for fun is I go to the top of my waterfall and I read and I look out over the lake. But I want to be able to go from the pergola into the pool via jumping technology. Because I'm a child who happens to be an adult. So there we go. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. And then there's Greg, the Arkansas cabin. It's on the list to finish that. And it's just, I don't want to finish that until we finish the ranch. We're to have a ranch we're remodeling. Anyways, there's just like things. How many of you got big lists? And I know it seems crazy to you, but if you're building a cabin, it's not a priority to me to finish it until I get the ranch done. So it's on the list so I don't forget it, but it's not priority, so it's at the bottom. Is that helpful? And then why do I enumerate? I enumerate so that it has some sort of, I can find it quickly. I can go item 88, item 87. It also lets me see how big my list is. I don't want my list over, I don't want to be over 50 items if I can. So is that helpful? Does that answer your question? So get the email down to 0. Make the to-do list. You had a question, sir. Well, above, I have like I write music. And so I write a lot of songs. And so what happens is when I have a song I'm working on, does anybody here write music? It's kind of a sickness, but you start thinking about like what rhymes with orange. That's how it starts. And you're talking to someone and they're like, are you paying attention to me? And I'm like, I'm trying to think of what rhymes with orange right now, but I'll stop it. But then we're talking and it's like orange, syringe, and then door hinge, and then next thing you know, you're kind of get a little beat going in your head. And people are like, are you paying attention? Yeah, I just found the rhyme, though, and I'm good now. It's really odd. And so then you want to record it in a voice memo. So now you're like over there, your kids are like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm just like, recording a voice memo. So if you type in the song Can't Take It With Me, when I was getting sued, that I'm not supposed to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. It's streaming, so this will be fun. But when you get sued, who's been sued before? So the Reawaken Tour got sued for defamation. Lindell and Giuliani, we all got sued. Who's ever been sued again? Who's not been sued? It's awesome. It's like an itch that you can't scratch, that lingers, So you're paying like $2,000 or $3,000 a day to great attorneys every day, and you're getting sued, and they're wanting millions of dollars, and they're wanting to come after me for defamation because they've said I've defamed somebody. And so, you present the facts, and then the court says, well, yeah, but that fact isn't admissible because of the time and the context. So even though the facts are yours, you can't share them now. And so I go to like a mental place where I'm with my attorney, Mike King, and Mike says, well, what are you doing? And I said, Vanessa knows, my wife knows, we've been married 25 years. Vanessa says, he needs to go write a song right now. And he's like, okay. So I went to the men's bathroom because that's where you got good reverb in there. So, seriously, this is, if you hit play on this, I'll play it for you, and then we'll get into some other stuff. Big
shout out to my team for doing that lawyer thing. We must consider it to be pure joy when we face trials. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'ma not go. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'ma not go. Can't take it with me. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'ma not going to. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not going to. Yeah, so I gotta let it go, let it go. I surrender control, Jesus, take the wheel.
So I gotta let it go, let it go. Can't take it with me when I die, that's fine. Can't block my shine, I serve the Most High. Can't steal my peace, my eyes on the prize. My work bears fruit unto eternal life. You can't steal my joy, time's on my side. Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. Under the sun, I find there's really nothing new. It's been the same old game for some time. Like a mankind crucified the Messiah. I'm running the race and I'm enjoying the ride. Fast paced, the way I'm crossing the finish line. You can't take my soul, but you can have some cash. You can't take it with you when you die. Nice try, yeah. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not going to. Yeah, yeah. It just takes a little lawsuit, a little accusation, and you could lose it all. It just takes one instance, just for instance, maybe just a slip and fall. And you can do all the planning, all the lawyering, but it could all just fall. So I ain't gonna fret, I got no regrets, I'm just gonna bet it all. After all, what's the point of gaining it all if I'm just gonna lose my soul? Sitting in a room with a bunch of lawyers, talking about how defense goes. I'd rather be up in the front lines, talking about Jesus and his throne. Jesus and his throne. People, you knew it, but now you know. I can't take it with me, that's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me, that's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me, that's good, cause I'm not going to. I can't take it with me, that's good, cause I'm not going to. Things are getting rocky like I'm up in Colorado, so I'm taking no thought for life like tomorrow. Too much blessings to think about the sorrow. Eyes up on the prize, the path there is narrow. It might just be a lot for this pop song to swallow. Beyond the epidermis is deep like tomorrow. The book of Job is true, but I ain't got time to wallow. Despite legal persecution like the thorough. I can't take it with me. That's good, cause I'm not.
Anyway, pause. That's what's happening to me in my litigation. You know, I'm doing a deposition. I'm like,
And you-
what rhymes with morrow?
You wrote that and produced it and did the video in the bathroom, probably, right?
Oh, I recorded the voice memo with the melody and all the lyrics in the bathroom, yes. And then I came out, and so, but but I'm just telling you this because we're all humans, are we not? So you get rid of the facade of whatever professional. I don't like professional. I think professional is where I want to roll. Professional, professional. Who knows what I'm talking about? Like, you know, let the guard down, just be real, be authentic. And so I'm just, for me, when I'm going, well, I could potentially lose everything, which is a lot. And I'm in Colorado, and it's getting rocky, and I'm probably not going to win this thing. I probably need to go to the bathroom where there's some reverb and write it down. You know, so at least I get a song out of it. But I'm saying you have to find a way, and I'm trying to help you today, a way to do life. And I'm trying to help you philosophically rearrange things in a way that's compatible with how you do things, okay? So we go back to the routine. Long answer, but I get my inbox down to 0 every day. And then I get my to-do list going. And I have to do that before I see people. How many of you know once you see people, then the laser show begins? The shooting starts. You know, like I'm not late, but other people are late, and they start getting late after they wake up. Who knows what I'm talking about? I woke up late. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's happened, but I mean, it's like there's people that this is what they do. Who knows what I'm talking about? And then that starts coming in via text. Is usually start as early as 7 or 8 or 9. I don't want that in my life. So I got to organize my to-do list, my calendar. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay? And then how many of you need like a day or part of a day just to relax, just to sort of walk around or work out? Or anybody have that? You need that? You got to put that in your schedule. Block out time to walk around. You know, you got to have, you know, my mother-in-law lives over there at grandma's house, but she doesn't live at my house. And so I like that for her. She likes that for me. But we want to have a little separation, right? You want to have that. You want to have some boundaries, right? So we got to have a to-do list, a calendar. Got to have. How many of you need margin in your schedule? So Steve Currington, like for you, what margin? You know, bad things are going to happen every day. You know, so how do you? When's your time where you're like? Is that flying when you're in the air? Is that when you get that mental clarity or freedom? Or how do you do that?
No, usually about between 8 and 9, I get kicked in the face with something. So I get up at like 4:45, and I just have I speak to no one, I do nothing, and I just get prepared for the face kick or the ball kick.
Can you look up the crotch kicking video that we have? That's a great video. This is the life of an entrepreneur, and I think it's equally relevant for men and women. I think it's an incredible video, really, actually. Dr. Steve, I mean, do you get punched in the face every day, or figuratively speaking?
Oh, absolutely, every single day.
Just, yeah. So, and then, so again, what you want to do is have a routine. Yeah, this is a great video. Hit play. This is a.
I think this was filmed at my house last night between 8 and 9 p.m.
Can you crank it? Is there sound with this, Sean? We got some sound. Oh yeah, get some more audio.
God.
Aubrey,
Bro!
yeah, Sean, crank it up there a little louder. What is going on? This is apparently a Chinese hit show here.
Oh, no. No, not the log. Oh, the log!
What is this? Why is this a thing? What?
That thing's going to be inverted.
Oh my God. Okay, stop. But that's what entrepreneurship is like, is it not? Okay, Sean, make that video go away. Yeah, you can't show that to people day one. Day one, people leave. Day two, they're like, okay, I get it. Okay, so does that answer your question about the schedule we got there? Yes, okay. So let's move on to page 5. Woo!
Clay.
Yeah, glory. Okay, page 5.
Hey, Clay, can I?
Yeah,
ask one
go
more?
for it, yep.
Okay, on that to-do list, so has some of that stuff been delegated to someone else? And then, if so, does it just stay on your list until you?
Yeah, I follow up, and I go back to my list. It says dog collar right now, and this is getting radical right now. I got a great dog. I love my dog, Davis. Davis is a free-range dog, so we let Davis just go where Davis wants to go. But if you look up the word dog, there it is. And there's this geo collar, which eventually will be used on humans, by the way. Kind of dark, but it'll happen pretty soon. True story. But these are geo collars where they can make geo-fence dogs, but soon to be humans. And so that's what central bank digital currencies are. I won't talk about that anymore. But anyway, so it's they can turn your money off. But what it is the dog collar. Your dog can't go beyond a certain range. And if they do, who knows about this technology? And we've ordered it. But if we've ordered it, why isn't it here? You know, and so I don't do well with it's on the way because it's not here. And so every single day I follow up on this item, and each day, I mean, I probably followed up 45 times on this item. So is it here? Is it here? And most people in my life are great people, but it's it's ordered. And I'm going, no, it's either here or not. We could order another one or even 10 more. Let's make 10 different Amazon accounts and order 10 of them because whatever is happening is not working. And how many of you are like this? You know, I'm just that guy. You know, I just can't. My wife had a visor in her Suburban years ago, and when she would drive, it'd whack you in the head. How many of you had a visor? We would drive, and then, because when you turn, the thing was loose, and she took it to an auto repair shop, and they were like, well, we fixed it, and then somehow, how many, you know what I'm talking about? You know, and she had a heater on her seat, you know, the heater in the seat that wouldn't turn off, so you get in there and you're sweating. And I'm like, I don't know a lot about car repair, but I'm going to fix it. And they get that look, the kids, they go, Dad, it's got the look, that kind of rooster look, you know, and then the kids are like, did you fix it? Oh, yeah, I fixed it, you know. Wife gets in the car, there is no visor. It's gone. Ripped it out. The seat, got the bolt cutters, cut the thing, no electrical, that seat. Seat can't move back, forward, anywhere, but that damn heat thing is off. And that's how I just do it, you know what I mean? So that's how I do it. So anyway, but the items have to move, and you follow up with people. That's why it says call Jackie. Now, Jackie, God bless his soul, Jackie tried to fix that wood splitter, and it exploded. Is that right, Jackie? Did it explode? Is that what you yell at us? What happened to that thing, Jackie? Jackie came in just covered in it looked like he had climbed inside I don't know, almost like he climbed inside a honeycomb or something, just poof, and hydraulic fluid exploded all over him, and he smelled terrific. And so we're working through that. But again, it's just on the to-do list, and you just follow up. Item number 21's done. We had a waterfall that was winterized. It wasn't working properly. That's done, number 21. But you get the idea, and it's just following up. How many of you know follow-up is where the action is? That's a great. Any other questions about this process? Because this is the stuff that makes the things happen. Any other questions? Because it's powerful. That was good. Good. Anything else? No? Okay, let's keep going. So let's go back to page 5, and we're probably going to stay on page 5 the rest of today, okay? So here we go. But you can draw on it and color it if you want to. So box number 1, establish your revenue goals. Does everybody have your revenue goals? I'm going to peel it back a little bit here for you. Sean, will you put up the tracking sheet for Elephant in the Room if you can for Tulsa? We have a haircut chain. I think we talked about that yesterday. We cut hair. A little context, that website is eitrlounge.com. And how many of you have ever gone to the gym with someone who's trying to set a record, but you're not? You ever had that? Like you're going, or maybe you've gone to my wife. Her friend was in Broadway. She was the lead actress for Jersey Boys in Broadway. And I don't do Broadway, but I love that other people do Broadway. Does anybody here like Broadway? Show of hands. Anybody here not do Broadway? Steve, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Broadway?
It's for women. That's my thoughts. So I think it's great for you women to go to Broadway.
And so my
And
wife,
gay men.
Okay.
It's for women and gays.
So my wife, she said, hey, we could go to New York and we could watch my friend.
wrong.
And I'm excited for my wife and her friend because she's the lead in Jersey Boys, which at the time was the biggest show, and I was excited for her. And I went. How many of you ever been to Broadway or some kind of show and you figured it wasn't for you? So they have the intermission and I'm just like, I'm getting hives. I'm like, and they're, I need you, baby. And I'm like, oh, I have to leave here. I just can't do long form Broadway. Okay? And I'm just telling you this is so important because your goals have to fit you. Because my wife's having the time of her life, and to me, I feel like I'm listening to the Antichrist preach a sermon. I just can't do it. So your goals have to fit you. So we go to Elephant in the Room. We have a haircut chain. I only want to cut 4,000 haircuts a month. I don't want to cut more than that. Do you know why? Dr. Steve, talk about it. If you were cutting 4,000 haircuts a month, you see 30 new patients a day. If you get above a certain point, what happens? If you see more patients than a certain number a day, what happens?
Well, you could lose some quality, and you could lose some sanity, I would think.
What do you think there? What do you think, Jade? If you're doing like more than 4,000 haircuts a month, what are you doing?
Well, I don't like to work a lot. So I limit the number of customers I take on.
So you have 47 stylists. There's great people there. But how many of you know who's been in the hair game, the hair business? Okay, you've been in the hair business. You get it. Okay, so let's just talk about it. Look, don't get offended. Don't get offended. Just be real. The hair game is a place where a lot of men that are deadbeat fathers tend to seek out a career so they don't have to pay child support. Who knows about this? Come on. And so we have, Rihanna has to every day come to me and go, can you sign this? There's a person who didn't pay child support, and we have to. So I'm constantly like a mediator between women that have deadbeat husbands that they're trying to chase for child support. I'm like the mediator. I have to make sure that happens, okay? And then there's a lot of lasciviousness in the hair game. Who knows about the hair game? Come on. Don't act like you don't know about the hair game. There's a lot of people that are like, so I'm on, and I'm not attacking anybody who's, gone through a couple marriages, but I'm saying these people tend to they kind of date each other, and they're not really exclusive to any gender, so you can't necessarily separate the men and the women and think that's going to fix it.
What about the other genders?
So just a couple, I'm just being real. These are real scenarios I had. A couple years back, we had a great stylist. She's phenomenal. Her husband comes in and goes, hey, I need to talk to you. What's up? He says, I need to talk to you. I know what's happening. I go, what's happening? He says, my wife is cheating. You know it. I know it. You know it. I'm going, I don't know. I mean, she works on this particular store, and it's a woman-only store. And he goes, and I'm like, what do you mean? He said, she's cheating with the woman. I know she's. I'm like, so your wife left you for a woman? And he's like, we didn't leave, but she's doing. And I'm like, that happens every day. I'm like watching Maury Povich every day. Like, who remembers Ricky Lake? Today we're going to interview a black man who's also a Nazi. Ricky Lake. Who remembers Ricky Lake?
Yep.
It's just a crazy scenario. Today we're interviewing a gay, lesbian, transgender, homosexual Nazi who works directly with... What? That's every day in the hair game. I mean, I could just write a journal of crazy premises that would be hilarious comedy just based on reality with no editorial. So my wife says, how was your day? I'm always going, well, now let me just give you some recent stories. Rihanna, were you around when the snake happened? Rihanna, were you around for the snake? Carter, were you here for the snake? Was anybody here?
I was around. I heard about the snake.
You heard about the snake? I need someone to vouch for the story because it sounds so crazy. Is Carter
No.
here? Is he around?
Carter left.
Devin, you were here for the snake. You knew about the snake. Okay, so we had an employee who brought a snake to work. See? This is what I'm saying. He's running late. He has a pet snake. First off, why the hell do you have a pet snake? Second thing, it's like the biggest snake. It's like an anaconda. Okay, like a big old snake. And he thinks, I'm running late for work. I can't leave my snake in my car. Of course, why would you do that? So he leaves the snake in the break room, and the snake, which is like as long as this multiple tables, this anaconda slithers, works its way into the hair place. And a customer calls and says, hey, there's a snake loose in your place. I call, what the hell's going on? A snake? The guy says, well, it's my snake. I didn't want to leave it in my car. And I know you and your wife love animals, and I'd hate to kill it because it was hot. What the? That's a real story. I can't make it up. Wild. So that's why I don't want to have to do more than for the... Come on.
That snake needs a
Dude,
shock
that is
collar.
sick. Get that out of here, Sean. Get that. I hate those things. I have snakeophobia. Okay. But anyway, so all I'm
It's
just...
arachnophobia, isn't it?
I don't know what it is, but it's gross. So all I'm
something.
saying is you want to figure out your goals. So you go here to box 1. I only want to do 4,000 haircuts a month because I've done the math. And if we do 4,000 haircuts a month, that provides for my wonderful wife and my family. And if I got hit by a bus, they're good to go. I don't want to grow beyond those 3 stores. Some people say, well, you should open up a 4th one. No. I'm at the precipice of losing my mind. I'm at the threshold. Just one more snake and I'm over. What happened to that guy? I'll be running around talking to trees.
Oh, I just wanted a snake. It was a snake. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I know, how many of you know where your limit is? Some people want to have $1 billion. I'm a $1 billion business. I don't want to have $1 billion business. I want to have 4,000 haircuts max, total. And I'm a little crazy because of it, okay? So all right. So box number 2, determine your break even. I know we need to do about 2,200 haircuts to break even. You need to know that number. You need to write it down. If you're not writing it down, I'm a bad teacher. What is your break even point? So important. Steve, you call it debt to income ratio.
Yep.
Debt to income ratio. DTI, debt to income ratio, right? Yep. And a doctor comes in and says, I'd like to buy this mansion. And you say, well, and a lot of doctors, no, not attacking doctors, but there are a lot of doctors that I know that insist on being called doctor, and I refuse to call them doctor, which was a lot of fun at the Reawaken tour. Aaron saw this, but they're like, hi, I'm Dr. Such and Such. I'm Dr. Such and Such. I went to John Hopkins, and I'm Dr. Carl, right? Carl? No, it's Dr. Smith. Carl. I'm Dr. Richard. I went to Rick, or is it Dick? Dick and Carl, and because I'm just not going to call you doctor, okay? Because you're good at memorizing, ain't great for you, okay? But anyway, I'm just not going to. Anyway, so the doctors, they call you all the time. I know they do, and they have a high debt to income ratio. Explain how that works. Explain how that works. Debt to income ratio.
So when I have a client that comes in, and I know he's a doctor, I make him wait an extra 10 minutes.
Get out of here. You're sick. You're prejudiced. Well, okay, so but talking about debt to income ratio.
A lot of doctors don't qualify because they're good at doctoring, but not paying their bills. But, you can make $1 million a year and still spend 1.2 and not. But, yeah, we look at gross monthly income divided by, like, their debts. And as you know, like, a lot of people like to buy cool stuff when they make a lot of money, so it doesn't always work out.
Who here sells fireworks? Yeah. Okay.
And all the way in the back, there's a firework person. That's crazy.
Can I bring you up here? Can I bring up here, Melissa? Can I bring up here? Okay, yeah. Melissa, now, by the way, I DJ'd her wedding 20-something years ago. The emotional scarring is just now healing. I DJ'd her wedding. We had a great time. I want to be a DJ again, but I can't until my kids are all graduated. But then I'm going to start my career again. I love it. Okay, but we worked on her wedding. We had a lot of fun, and she has a big firework company, right? So let's give her the mic real quick. Tell us about your firework world, Firework Emporium. What is it?
Well, we're seasonal, of course. We have 2 indoor superstores now. Back up, my parents started this in '86.
Is there a website we can find?
Yeah, BigBlastFireworksOK.com.
BigBlastFireworksOK.com. Okay.
Don't criticize it.
No, I'm not criticizing.
Okay.
And we can buy anybody. Can anybody here buy it if we're watching online? Can anybody buy this stuff?
Well, not online, but we do have 2 stores that we stay open by appointment year-round since we do have indoor facilities.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
'86, I've spent every summer since I was 8 in a fireworks stand or tent selling. So I love it, and my parents are fully retired now, so I took on 8 stand-in tent locations, and then our 2 stores. It's fun. It's kind of hyper season, so what most business owners do in 365 days, I do in about 10 days.
So let's talk about just a couple things real quick. I'm not asking for numbers, but I want to give different examples of this. There's a break-even point at which you have to sell a certain amount just to break even. So to the consumer, they might go, man, you're killing it. Man, you are killing it. But you have to do all that work in 1 month. There's a lot that goes into it. And I'm not asking for the number, but the break-even point, do you have in your mind somewhere written down where you're like, we have to sell at least this much just to keep the lights on?
Yes, especially for our indoor stores. We have that number.
Yeah.
I will tell people, and I tell people all the time as just a side note, we do other things. I do 2 pumpkin patches in October at our indoor facilities to help sustain us since we are seasonal. And my husband has a real job. He works for Farmers Insurance. So this is kind of our retirement, plan. So.
And I'm going to say this to everybody named Colton. This is for you, Colton, and for everybody named Colton. For anybody who has a gym or a fitness business or a hair salon, anybody here have a hair salon? Anybody here involved in the hair game? Anybody here involved in physical fitness, a gym? Anybody here involved in a restaurant? I know Tricia, you do restaurants, okay? So if you go to restaurants, okay, you do restaurants, there's a guy I know very well, very wealthy man, nice guy, kind of, and he is a commercial real estate, he owns commercial real estate. And I said, had a nice conversation, he'd had a couple beverages, and I just said, can you tell me how it works for you? And he goes, I basically make a ton of money based upon entrepreneurs that spend every waking hour they have working their ass off to afford a space they can't afford to impress people they don't know, and I make all the riches while they stay poor. It's a great opportunity for me. It's bad for them, and I've done it for 30-something years, and I love it. And I'm going, repeat again? He goes, an entrepreneur will build this unbelievable restaurant. They'll do all the build out. They'll spend all this money, and they can't fail. They're leasing it out, but they can barely pay for the rent, and that's where I like them because they can't fail, but they also can't ever buy their own thing, and they just constantly upgrade the restaurant and the gym to impress people they don't know, and they're never, ever going to be debt-free, but I make money the entire time. And I figured this niche out years ago, because entrepreneurs, they don't mind being poor as long as they look like they're doing well. And he's like, so these gyms, they'll go in and renovate them every 5 years, and as soon as they pay off the loan, they'll do it again. So my space always looks new and great. They stay poor. It's a great thing. And I'm going, you're a sick person. He's like, well, at the mall, I figured. He said the mall requires these store owners to renovate their store like every 5 years or 7 years. And he's like, it's kind of sort of like a slavery system. And it creates guaranteed income for me. It's been phenomenal for me. But I would highly recommend for you that you never get space you can't afford and perpetually renovate it to impress people you don't know. So hopefully that's a pro tip for somebody out there, because I see so many gym owners and restaurant owners that are constantly upgrading the newest, latest, greatest thing, and they never actually make money. Are we on the same page? So I want to get your thoughts on this break-even point. You tell everybody how you make money. Like, what do you do?
I charge a flat consulting fee, and that's pretty much it. And I do know the number of clients that I need in order to pay the bills and make my wife happy.
So you know your break-even point, though, too.
Absolutely.
And what's your website again?
azcollegeplanning.com.
Dr. Steve, let's go back to you. Your website one more time, your break-even point. I'm not asking for the set number, but do you know how many patients you need to see roughly just to make payroll and keep the lights on?
I do right now. We're bringing another doctor in June, so we got to rethink all this. But anyway, I do right now. Yes, sir.
And so everybody, you need to have that. Are we all feeling good about this? You have to have that number. And I'm just saying this for any gym owners, restaurant owners. It is entirely possible, and by default, it will happen. I'll try that again. It is entirely possible, and by default, it will happen. Meaning it will definitely happen to you unless you're intentional for it not to happen. A lot of these restaurants are going to constantly upgrade. Who's ever seen this? Have you ever seen a restaurant where it's always changing hands every 5 years? It's a new restaurant. Have you seen this? And it's because the person buys they get excited, they move in, they put all the new upgrades, it looks great, and then it doesn't make it because they can't service the debt. And so the new tenant takes over, and they get to take over all that build out. So they have a new place, and it just keeps changing hands. Meanwhile, the guy who owns the building makes all that money. Does that make sense? Are we on the same page? So, Melissa, I want to go back to this. With your business, again, you know your break-even point, and so, even on like the 3rd of July or the 2nd of July, you guys are hustling.
We are.
I mean, you're hustling, and you're not going to stop selling until when are you allowed, or when do you have to stop selling?
Actually, with our indoor facilities, and there's some current legislation going on right now, but that's a side note. So with our indoor facilities, we can sell year-round. With stands and tents, you are restricted to timeframes by the state of Oklahoma currently. So
When do you have to stop selling?
We stop July 5th at our stands and tents.
But you're going to keep selling as long as you can.
Correct. I'll stay open on weekends at our buildings, and then we open back up for the new year, which is great because I can get rid of inventory, and it's a small season, but it allows for us to liquidate some things.
Are we on the same page about your break-even point? So people always say, well, how come you don't remodel your stores ever? Because they're paid for. I'm not going to buy things I can't afford to impress people I don't know. How come you don't open up more locations? How come you don't hire more staff? Why don't you have any growth plans? All of the above. I know my numbers. Are we on the same page? Everybody got that? Yeah? Okay. So I'm not trying to kill dreams, but I'm also saying just be aware of why you're doing it, okay? Box 3, then we'll take a quick break here. Define the number of hours you're willing to work. This is a profound conversation that you want to, yeah.
Going back to knowing your numbers, you should also know what dollar amount you want to earn per month or per year to live the lifestyle that you want to live. So I mentioned earlier I don't like to work a lot, and I've already set what my goal is. Okay, I want to reach this goal in order to fulfill all of my duties as a husband, to make sure that my wife is happy and all of the bills are there, so that I can, and then go beyond that to afford the things that I want to do. And I have a race car, and I like to do that.
And race cars, turns out they're expensive to maintain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, box number 3, and then we'll take a break here. Define how many hours you're willing to work. So, Melissa, I know you've been an entrepreneur for a long time. That's what you know.
Yeah.
So you just said you have a full-time, your husband has a full-time job, and then you're doing this to prep for retirement. It's something you do. And I'll just tell you, I'm going to go into the biblical idea, and then you can reject that if you don't like the Bible. That's okay. But from a biblical perspective, if you read Genesis and Exodus, God created the earth on 6 days, right? 6 days, and then rested on the 7th. Some of you don't believe the Bible is literal. Some of you do. I believe the Bible is literal. Maybe you don't. But so if you work 6 days and you rest on the 7th, I think there's a powerful principle there about the Sabbath. Who knows what I'm talking about? For those of you who practice that. It's a great time. Have common union with your family. You reconnect. You recalibrate. You spend time reading the Bible, chasing your wife around, talking to your husband about whatever. It's a different day. It's a day of like rest. It's a day of recuperation. It's a retreat. It's great, like a reset. Got to do that in my own life. But I'm also definitely working 6 days a week. So you won't ever catch me on a holiday or any day, any week, no matter what week it is of the year. I always work 6 days. I'm not saying you should. I just do. So you're never, if it's Thanksgiving, I'm going 6 days. Christmas, 6 days. I just never, ever, ever take extended holidays. I don't. You might. That's okay. But for me, my wife and I are cool with that. We've had that discussion. But that's how I am. But you, on your box 3, it's so important that you and your spouse are on the same page. So I'm not trying to push my views on you. I'm just saying whatever your views are. Because how many of you have ever seen that tension? I'm sure it's never happened in your marriage, where you want to work more, they want you to work less, or vice versa. Who's ever seen that kind of energy? Where, you're married to Captain, work 7 days a week, and you wanted to go 6, or you're married to Captain, work 2 days a week, but he needs to work 5, or vice versa, right? So we got to get that. So Melissa, I just want to get your thoughts on this. You guys are in a flow. But as a family, it's just known that you're going to, when it comes to July or June, July, you're working how many days a week?
Several. So many July 4th, we do carve out time if it falls on a Sunday to go to church in the morning, and people are surprised to see us, but we show up in the morning and then we get to work.
You're grinding.
Yes. For October, one season I worked 52 straight days without a break. And it's just what you have to do as a business owner, right? But you still carve out that time intentionally for quiet time or church, but you're just going every day. Same with fireworks season.
But in their business, that's normal, and that's their family's flow. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, how many of you ever remember when you met your spouse's family for the first time? They have a different flow or a different thing. It's just so important you're on the same page, that this is how we're going to do it. Dr. Steve, I want to get your thoughts. You and your wife actually work together. You're both optometrists. And both humble, kind, great people. But why is it important for you guys to be on the same schedule with, okay, this is how many days we're working? Why is that an important thing for you two?
Yeah, we've always pretty much, there's a little bit of, disconnect there sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I tend to I like to work a little bit more than she does, and that's okay. But we've always made sure that we had time for, we take our kids to church on Sundays. We just always make sure that we have that kind of quiet time that we spend together. We like to go on walks in the evenings and that kind of thing. And so it's just really important, I feel like, as a husband, as a father, to make sure, because we can pour ourselves into our work. It would be so easy for me to pour myself into work, but make sure that we just kind of keep that boundary there.
It's just so important to figure out, why am I doing this? I'm going back to that page 4. Why am I doing it? God's given us life, and the business is just a vehicle to get you where you want to go. The business is not the goal. I hope that helps somebody. The business is a vehicle to get where you want to go. It's not the goal. Are we on the same page? The business is like the vehicle to get us to our vacation. It's not the destination. It'd be kind of weird if you spent all your money on the rental car and you couldn't get out of the car and enjoy Hawaii because you spent so much money on the bougie rental car. So the business is the vehicle. It's not the destination. Hopefully that's helpful. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here at 8:15, and the Charlie Red Band will get all set up here. Full Flavor Kings, Charlie Red. Early in the morning, this is probably the earliest gig they've ever had. So let's give them a few minutes to get all set up and ready to rock. They've been ready to go. We'll get them all set up. We'll come back here at 8:15. 8:15. And meet somebody you don't know. Say hi to someone you don't know. Meet somebody new. We'll come back at 8:15. 8:15. Coming back.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart. And I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah.
And it's for the folks that aren't familiar with you, and probably few and far between, I first came across you, gosh, probably 15 years ago, or maybe even 20.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was, anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kola with Kola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.